it seemed appropriate that we had snow today.
It did.
A reminder that the season is changing, even though we're still in this same season of COVID. Um, 84, 84 cases today
Hmm.
in Whatcom County. We need to be careful and vigilant. All right. I
I'm here,
welcome.
but I don't know why I'm not in a picture, but that's okay.
That's okay, Charlene. We're having this night service for 2020. I would like to officially welcome you to the longest night service of 2020, a night for us to remember and give thanks for the changing of the seasons, but also to acknowledge that Christmas is and the Advent season of the year and the impending Christmas evokes all kinds of emotions within us. And it is not always a time that we can feel joy. And so we acknowledge that tonight, because when we acknowledge the sorrow in our lives, we're able to heal. And when we heal, then eventually we return to feeling that blessedness of God in our lives. So remember that no matter who you are, no matter where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. And we acknowledge all of the grief in our midst. We acknowledge the families that have learned today that they have beloved people in their lives who have COVID-19. We acknowledge the people who are working so hard to take care of people within our community. And we acknowledge that there are people struggling because of the economic challenges of our time, because of the physical challenges of our time, because of the mental challenges of our time, and because of the spiritual challenges of our time. And as we acknowledge that, I would also like to begin by acknowledging that those of us here in Whatcom County are gathering today on the ancestral homelands of the Coast Salish peoples who have lived in the Salish Sea Basin throughout the San Juan Islands and the North Cascade watersheds from time immemorial. Please join me in expressing our deepest respect and gratitude for our Indigenous neighbors, the Lummi Nation and the Nooksack tribe, and for any Indigenous community who has cared for the land that you find yourself on, for their enduring care and protection of our shared lands and waterways. And may we commit ourselves to being faithful stewards of this earth that we call home. Amen. I invite all of us to take a deep breath as we turn our hearts into this time of worship. Hearts that are heavy and aching, hearts that feel as though they might be broken forever, hearts that long for assurance, healing, and hope. We open them to your power, life-giving God. Move among the shadows that overwhelm us. Hear our prayers that are too deep for words. Offer us peace that passes all understanding, and place in our hands a faith that will rise with the sun and touch us with hope. Amen. I bring to you this evening these words from the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 11, verses 28 through 30. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Put my yoke upon your shoulders. It might appear heavy at first, but it is perfectly fitted for your curves. Learn from me, for I am gentle and humble of heart. When you are yoked to me, your weary souls will find rest. For my yoke is easy, my burden is light. Receive these words of Jesus, and may they burn truth in our hearts. Holy wisdom, holy word. Thanks be to God. The human journey is thwarted with struggles and challenges. Our collective prayer today comes in acknowledgement of this journey and our primal need for God's presence in our lives. Oh God, my God, why do I feel so far away from you? Why does it seem like you are nowhere to be found in my life right now? I feel so separated from our love in this time of distress.
God weeps at love withheld, at strength misused, at children's innocence abused, until we change the way we love. God weeps.
My nights are long with sorrow. My days are dull with pain. No one seems to understand me. I move wearily through life alone. My heart is heavy with grief. The light has gone from my eyes. eyes made red from crying. Oh God, my God, hear me in my times of sorrow. Oh God, my God, be with me in time of need.
God bleeds at anger fist, at trust betrayed, at women battered and afraid. And till we change the way we win, God bleeds.
Oh God, my God, hear me in times of sorrow. Oh God, my God, be with me in time of need.
God cries at hungry mouths, at running sores, at creatures dying without cause. Until we change the way we care, God cries.
And yet, you are the Almighty One, the Alpha and the Omega, the everlasting day after the seemingly ceaseless night. Beyond all time and space, you are God. The meager things of this world will soon fade away into the mystery of your love for us. Praise be your name, O God, my God.
God waits for stones to melt, for peace to cede, for hearts to hold each other's need. Until we understand the Christ, God waits.
A wisdom reading from Thomas Merton. It is like a pure diamond blazing with the invisible life of heaven. It is in everybody. And if we could see it, we would see these billions of points of light coming together. I have no problem from the seeing. It is only given, but the gate of heaven is everywhere. At this time, you're invited to share the prayers of your heart silently or out loud by unmuting yourself, and to light a candle that you have by you as a symbol of your desire to shed light on the burdens that it represents, and to acknowledge your desire to share the weight of those burdens with God and with this community that is gathered together here. So if you have a prayer to share, I invite you to share it now. And if you remembered to bring a candle, I invite you to light your candle. Hold it up to the screen so that we can see it together. And if you're with us on Facebook Live, I hope that you're able to light a candle somewhere in your home today safely. Today, go ahead.
I'm grieving the loss of my cousin, Shannon. I'm grieving the loss of his spouse, Diane. Found out today. It had nothing to do with COVID. Cancer.
Mhm.
I grieve for the whole family.
Yes. Oh God, hear the grief of Kay's family, and in your compassion and love, be with them at this time. We ask you, dear God, to hear our prayer, and in your love to answer. I'm mindful of all of the people who are grieving tonight, in the days ahead, and in the days that have passed. Each family that will have to gather for Christmas in a different way this year, for the anniversary of deaths, and for those first Christmases without people that you love. I'd also like to acknowledge that the COVID is keeping families from being together. I acknowledge that grief. Oh God, hear our prayers, and in your love, answer. Go ahead, Marilyn, I see you.
For my daughter, Mary, and for my grandchildren, Andrew and Ezra, who are experiencing their first Christmas without their husband, father. That Lord would be with them and that they would emerge from this dark year.
Yes. Oh God, hear our prayer, and in your love.
Your love, answer.
Yes, Charlene. Oh, you have to unmute yourself, love.
I learned just a couple of hours ago of a woman that I taught with at Mountain View School, died about a month ago of a stroke. No, not COVID, but her son hadn't heard from her for a while, so he came up to see how she is and found her unconscious, and she was put on hospice and struggled for about 2 weeks and then died.
Okay. So we surround your friend and her family at this difficult time, and we ask for God's grace and healing and compassion to be with them. Oh God, hear our prayer.
And in your love, answer.
Amen. Are there others? Okay. I offer you this poem by Howard Thurman. I will light candles this Christmas, candles of joy despite sadness, candles of hope where despair keeps watch, candles of courage for fear ever present, candles of peace for tempest-tossed days, candles of grace to ease heavy burdens, candles of love to ease heavy burdens, candles of love to inspire all my living, candles that will burn all the year long, candles in my heart to light the way. May it be so. Amen. As we allow our candles to continue continue burning. Allow that Christ light to burn inside of each of you. Jesus said to his disciples of long ago and to us today, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not let them be afraid." And as Jesus shared these words of peace and comfort with his friends, so we invite you to share the signs of peace and love to one another here on Facebook Live, here on Zoom, and here on YouTube. No matter how we've gathered, we offer you peace. Peace. Peace be with you.
And also with you. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Reunion virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace.
Thank you, Veronica. May this peace of a silent night, hold you tenderly in this season of Advent and into the Christmas season that leads us to the season of Epiphany, new light. And may this new impeding year ahead of us bring us all a deep longing for God and a deep peace and joy, a joy that surpasses all sorrow. May that peace be with you each, tonight and always. Amen. And you need to unmute. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you for Rebecca for being down at the church this evening so that we can see the sanctuary. It looks so beautiful. I want to just hold that in my heart. Thank you all for coming and being with us. And we are reminded, even as the sanctuary is there alone, that God is with us. So I hope that you can feel that. I know that I can. God bless you all. And for those of you who are with us on Facebook Live, the same with you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Wish you a very happy solstice and a very peaceful long night, longest night of the year. And it is often, for some folks, feels like the darkest night, the dark night of the soul. And I know from my studies and my life experience that when we experience the dark night of the soul, it doesn't feel like God is with us. And yet, God is with us and holds us tenderly in God's womb, especially in the dark night of the soul. So feel that comfort, feel that peace, and be well. Amen. We're going to say goodbye to our Facebook friends now. And this will be put up on YouTube. So if people need to see it there, they can go there. But for those of you who are on Zoom, if you want to stay and speak for a few minutes, I'll stay here with you. I want to be able to let Rebecca go, though. So God bless you all.